In an unexpected twist, Dominik Mysterio might be on the verge of orchestrating one of the most shocking heel turns in WWE history, potentially adding a true legend to the Judgment Day faction, all while doing so behind Finn Balor's back. Recent backstage footage has shown Dominik in a conversation with Karrion Kross, sparking rumors that Kross could be playing a key role in luring AJ Styles into a darker, heel persona, leading to a seismic shift in WWE's power structure. AJ Styles, currently embroiled in a heated rivalry with Logan Paul, has already drawn the attention of Kross, who seems to be pulling the strings from behind the scenes. Known for his psychological prowess, Kross has been using his mind games to expose a more ruthless side of the Phenomenal One. This tactic could soon push Styles to his breaking point, forcing him to embrace a darker side that fans have yet to see. If Styles does succumb to Kross's manipulation, it could mark the beginning of a significant shift in WWE's landscape, with Styles possibly turning heel and joining the Judgment Day. This shift would not only shock the WWE Universe, but also stir up a dramatic rivalry between Dominik Mysterio and Finn Balor. Currently, Balor is the leader of the Judgment Day, but the addition of Styles as potential new leader could set the stage for a feud that fractures the group. Dominik, who has already showcased his ability to make bold moves in the faction, might see this as an opportunity to wrest control from Balor. A battle for leadership could ensue, forcing Balor to reconsider his place in the faction and potentially leading him toward a babyface turn. If Balor were to exit the Judgment Day, it would create a massive void in the faction, and Styles could step into the leadership role, shifting the group's direction completely. With Styles at the helm, the Judgment Day could take on a tougher, more aggressive persona, aligning them with Kross and his partner Scarlett. Their combined strength could form an even more dominant faction, one that commands respect across the roster and opens up new rivalries. Moreover, AJ Styles' leadership could serve as a catalyst for some fresh and exciting storylines, as he is one of the most respected and versatile wrestlers in WWE history. His tenure at the top has made him a fan favorite, but a heel turn would force fans to see a different side of him, adding a new layer to his already complex character. This could reignite interest in the Judgment Day and potentially elevate the faction to even greater heights. The possibility of Finn Balor's departure would further fuel this narrative, offering a redemption arc for the former leader. Balor could set out on a journey to rebuild himself as a babyface, making his eventual return to the top of the card that much sweeter. This storyline could be a brilliant way to inject new life into both Balor and the Judgment Day, giving WWE fans a fresh perspective on both characters. While these scenarios remain purely speculative for now, the backstage interactions between Dominik Mysterio and Karrion Kross are intriguing, and WWE fans are eager to see how this story unfolds. A potential heel turn for AJ Styles, coupled with power struggle within the Judgment Day, would be a bold move for WWE, one that could catch fans completely off guard while creating new, compelling drama in the faction's ongoing saga. In conclusion, the possibility of AJ Styles joining the Judgment Day and taking over as the faction's leader could change the group's dynamic entirely. With fresh rivalries and a renewed sense of direction, the Judgment Day could evolve into an even more dominant force in WWE. The eventual departure of Finn Balor, if it happens, would only deepen the intrigue surrounding the storyline and elevate both Balor's and Styles' characters in the process. Fans will be eagerly awaiting any hints or confirmations that this game-changing turn could become a reality. Tensions rise between Finn Balor and Dominik Mysterio over adding new members to the Judgment Day. The ongoing saga of the Judgment Day has recently taken an interesting turn, with Finn Balor expressing his frustration with Dominik Mysterio's attempts to add new members to the faction without his approval. The tension reached its peak on a recent episode of Monday Night Raw, where Mysterio proposed bringing Penta into the Judgment Day in place of JD McDonough, who was unavailable for the night. This suggestion, however, was swiftly turned down by Balor, who made it clear he was not interested in adding someone who had designs on the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Balor's decision was rooted in his desire to keep the Judgment Day's dynamics intact. The faction had already established a strong foothold in WWE, and the last thing they needed, according to Balor, was to add someone with aspirations that could conflict with their ongoing plans. His refusal to include Penta in the group was a clear indication that he was still in charge when it came to the decisions regarding the Judgment Day's future. However, later that same night, things took an unexpected turn. Finn Balor found himself facing Braun Breaker for the coveted Intercontinental Championship. The match was poised to be a pivotal moment in Balor's career, but was marred by an unforeseen interference from none other than Dominik Mysterio. Dirty Dom, in what seemed like an accidental mistake, got in Balor's way during the match, ultimately costing him the championship. This incident set the stage for a heated confrontation between the two members of the Judgment Day. Balor, already frustrated by Mysterio's suggestion of adding new members without his consent, now found himself in the unfortunate position of losing a title match due to Dom's interference. The frustration quickly boiled over, and Finn took to social media to voice his anger. In a blunt and straightforward post, Balor called Mysterio a snake, signaling that their relationship within the Judgment Day was on the rocks. Behind the scenes, their tension only escalated. Finn confronted Dominik backstage, with words exchanged that further highlighted the growing rift between them. For Balor, this was more than just a botched title opportunity. It was about respect and maintaining control over the Judgment Day. He did not want to be undermined, especially not by someone he considered an ally, even if their relationship was one of convenience. Dominik, on the other hand, continues to move with his own agenda. His ambition seems to be pushing him further, perhaps even beyond the confines of the Judgment Day, as he tries to expand the faction's influence. The idea of recruiting new members to the Judgment Day without Finn's knowledge is a dangerous move. If Mysterio were to secretly bring in someone like AJ Styles into the fold, it could lead to disastrous consequences for him. It's clear that Balor is not willing to stand idly by while Mysterio makes unilateral decisions that could potentially alter the dynamics of the group. The Judgment Day has already gone through multiple transformations and betrayals, and adding another layer of secrecy could spell disaster. If Dominik continues to play fast and loose with the faction structure, Finn Balor might not hesitate to put him in his place, despite the potential fallout that could result. For Dominik, his actions may be driven by his desire to prove his worth, especially in the shadow of his more experienced Judgment Day members like Balor, Rhea Ripley, and Damian Priest, that could potentially alter the dynamics of the group. The Judgment Day has already gone through multiple transformations and betrayals, and adding another layer of secrecy could spell disaster. If Dominik continues to play fast and loose with the faction structure, Finn Balor might not hesitate to put him in his place, despite the potential fallout that could result. For Dominik, his actions may be driven by his desire to prove his worth, especially in the shadow of his more experienced Judgment Day members like Balor, Rhea Ripley, and Damian Priest,